everyone. Happy fall and happy Halloween. For the last month, Rick and I have been very busy working on 3 different projects. The first one being a renovation of our bathroom. We're partway done with it. I have the wallpaper all up, and in the next video I'm going to be finishing it all off with paint and trim and putting all the fixtures back. But in the meantime, we've also been working outside. Now we have these huge overgrown yews that were in our flower beds that surrounded the whole front of our house, and they were very, very overgrown and they needed to come out. So we spent a massive amount of time cutting them and chopping them and digging them all out. Also, we wanted to decorate for fall and for Halloween. Now, last year we moved into this house literally 3 days before Halloween. And we live in a very small town, and we live downtown in the historic district. And they close off all of downtown for Halloween. So all of the kids come here, and we get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids. And so we really wanted to put some cool decorations out this year for Halloween. And although our neighbors put us to shame, you can't imagine the displays our neighbors do, we did our best to make our house look really cool and spooky for Halloween. So without further ado, I'll show you what we've been doing.
Okay, so here we are on the side of our house. We have one of a bunch of yew plants that are growing here. They need a lot of trimming. They're overgrown. We decided we don't like them, so we're going to remove them and plant some other things, maybe some spirea or other items. If you look over there near the front of the house, they're just way growing outside of the boundaries of the planter box. We decided we're not going to keep them. So they also are known to be toxic if eaten. Dogs can eat them, and it can bother them, kill them. They're like trees. They need a chainsaw. I don't know how many people need. I guess I'll start at the top here, work my way in.
First, Rick needed to take the nippers to cut all of the branches off of these yews. It was a very time-consuming and tedious job. There was a lot to this. We had 3 on the side of the house. Rick is vacuuming up all of the needles because we don't want Emmy to accidentally eat any, and her tongue is always dragging on the ground. We used a tarp to move all of the yews into the backyard where we could safely dispose of them at a later time. The dirt was very, very dry in these flower beds because in Michigan we've had a drought, and this dirt was dry as a bone. And so every day I would come out and water this down several times a day during the week so that we would be ready on the weekends to start taking the rest of these roots out.
Alright, so I dug all the way around, but it's still hooked on. Looks like the root right down in the middle, and I can't get to it, so I'm just going to chop down through it. I got a thing to saw here with a carbide tip and blade. There you go. That's my next woodworking project. That's one tub root. I don't know what I went through. My arm's starting to get worked up for my saw.
Oh, geez.
You know, it's like that kind of like grew over that way, and like I said, I couldn't get on this one. The other ones I was able to get the other roots from, you know, once I came down around it, I could get the big roots, but this one here wasn't having it. It's going down. You're going downtown.
Is it coming? Woo.
Medusa dies!
Rick used a shovel, he used this little axe pick, and he used his Sawzall in order to get these stumps out. Now these stumps took a little over an hour, some a little longer than that to get them out, and we actually had 14 in all. And here's Emmy supervising from the door. That's the last one from these flower beds. Oh my gosh. I decided to recover the cushion on my little settee on the lower level of the front patio. And so I bought this vinyl tablecloth at the Dollar General for $5, and I thought that this would make a cute cover for fall. And I made it so that it could be just like a pillowcase where you could just slip it right over top of the cushion, and then when fall was over you could easily remove it again. And this is nice because you can wipe that material down. I had two pillow shams that I had made previously when we lived in our last home that I'm no longer using, and I thought these would look really cute to cover the cushions on the front porch of our white antique wicker chairs. I just needed to cut them down a little in order to get them fit, and I thought that the green would look nice for fall and for Halloween. These are some pillows that I used out in the RV, and I wanted to use the inserts so I could make some cute pillows to go on our front porch. This is a cute dishcloth that I have of a Halloween pug, and I actually have two of them, so I figured one of them I could make a pillow with. I had some orange fleece left over from a previous project, and I also have another dishcloth here that I have had for probably 20 years that I am going to use to make my second pillow. It is so hard to remove beautiful flowers from a flower pot when they still look so gorgeous, but I knew here in Michigan that in the next week or two we would be getting a frost and then they would be done. So I decided to pull these out and to plant some pretty mums in to help celebrate fall. And I also took out the flowers on the pots on my little patio below so that I could also plant some mums in those as well. You can see that it was a very cold and windy day, the day I decided to hang up the decorations on our front porch. I decided to add some orange lighting to give our porch a little bit of extra sparkle at night. And then I hung my witches and my ghosts. Now these are some dried flowers, or they're actually faux flowers that I've had for many, many years, and I thought that I would put them in this crock out on the front porch. And I also had quite a bit of lighting left over, so I decided to weave the lights around the flowers, and they look really pretty at night, all lit up. I bought this tray at the Dollar General for $6, and I thought that it would look really cute to display these pretty little squash in this tray. And of course, I needed some pumpkins for the front porch as well. Now these pillows I bought at the Dollar General for $6 a piece, and I sewed some black ribbon on them so that I could tie them to my settee. In the event that it's windy, they won't blow into the street. Now we still had to take out a bunch of the smaller roots out of this dirt, and this took several hours to do. And we filled this garden cart probably 3 times. We went to Menards and we bought this compost manure to mix into our soil because we knew that the nutrients had been greatly diminished over the years by the use. Now in Michigan, it's too late in the year to plant, so in the spring we will be planting some beautiful perennials in these flower beds, and I just can't wait because I know that it's going to be gorgeous. The only thing we have left to do now is to add our 2 skeletons into our flower beds. And because they're all dirt, they actually made the perfect backdrop for our skeletons. Rick has a crazy sense of humor. And these are my 3 witches. I purchased these on Amazon, and at night their faces glow and they change colors. Now I bought some cobwebs at the dollar store for our side porch, and then I felt that I needed to have a spider, and so I had some leftover black felt from a previous project, so I figured I would just make a spider.
She's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and a straight jacket round her waist. When she gets a bite, you better run, you better hide, better prove that you're not worth the chase.
Yeah, she might be pretty, but I promise it gets scary once she wants your daddy and she finds out where you live. Creeping in the shadows, eating poisoned apples. She's nothing like you ever seen. Her mood goes up and round, and ain't no telling what she might do next.
Cause she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and she might
Just come for you. Should always sleep with one eye open. You better keep in mind to always look over your shoulder. Cause when you think you're safe, just stay awake. She's moving closer.
Yeah, she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and she might
Just come for you.
She's a snake crawling, creeping on the floor. If you give her time of day, baby, that's your first mistake. She will swallow you whole before you know it, your control. By a sweetheart criminal, never thought that she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter.
You should always sleep with one eye open. You better keep in mind to always look over your shoulder. Cause when you think you're safe, just stay awake. She's moving closer.
Yeah, she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and she might
Just come for.
She's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and a straight jacket round her waist. When she gets a bite, you better run, you better hide, better prove that you're not worth the chase.
Yeah, she might be pretty, but I promise it gets scary once she wants your daddy and she finds out where you live. Creeping in the shadows, eating poisoned apples. She's nothing like you ever seen. Her mood goes up and round, and ain't no telling what she might do next.
Cause she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and she might
Just come for you. Should always sleep with one eye open. You better keep in mind to always look over your shoulder. Cause when you think you're safe, just stay awake. She's moving closer.
Cause she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and she might
Just come for you.
If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, because in our next video we are going to be finishing the bathroom like I mentioned earlier. The wallpaper is already up and it looks beautiful. Rick still works full time. He works 9 hours a day, and so I'm not able to get these videos completed and uploaded as quickly as I would like to, because with some of these projects I need his help. And oh my gosh, it took us so long to get all that yard work done with those U's. Oh my goodness. But we're going to try really hard to get this bathroom finished up and get that video out to you guys soon. So as always, Rick and I would like to thank you all so much for watching today's video. We love you guys, and we will see you all soon. Goodbye.